You want to learn it? There's a class downstairs if you want to go.
באמת, באמת. We saw yesterday the Rambam in Kiddush HaChodesh. Look a second now in Rambam Sefer Ahava. Hilchot Berachot. You have the Rambam here. Rambam Sefer Ahava. We have 3 brown ones in the black Sefer Ahava. Hilchot Berachot. Perek Yud. All the different types of brachot.
What he shows supplying strength of the one that how strong he is.
So who is that?
Trump won 51% of the vote in Iowa.
So how much did she get?
She got 21. She got 19.
That's not a good thing.
She got 3.
So and it was the largest, most in Iowa in the history of caucuses 50 years. The resilience is people, even on CNN, they're saying they can't believe the resilience that he has. And this is a big,
Yeah, but people don't realize it's not so much the Democrats are not, people don't like it.
But they're picking him off at DeSantis or Haley.
The DeSantis, okay.
So we'll see.
Please open Sefer Ahava, Perek Yud, Halakha Tetzai.
It's going to happen.
Feels.
He's not going to be president.
Cool.
No. Michelle Obama.
If she comes in, it's people.
She thinking about it?
No, it hadn't been publicized, but that could be their secret weapon.
Yeah, he's going lower and lower in his ratings, approval ratings.
And she had an interview last week. All of a sudden, out of the blue, she gave him an interview. How she's petrified
In the
about the
history of the
future.
United States, I don't want to stand against an existing president. This is never happened. Your own party.
Oh yeah, but no, he's gonna.
Oh, you
Biden's
mean
gonna
he's
step
gonna-
out.
he's going to step.
And they get rid of Kamala at the same time. You can't have 2 women. So they get rid of 2 of them and say, okay,
Look
new
at-
slate.
Look
have
at
the same-
Perek Yud, Halakha Tetzai.
Oh, what is it? Oh,
It happens to be a fascinating perek. I feel like it's also a good chance in the morning to learn either Orach Chaim or Rambam. There are certain chapters that are fascinating. Look at Halakha Tetzai. I'm just reading the entire Halakha, even though the beginning of the Halakha has nothing to do with us. Haroeh Keshet be'anan. Occasionally in the winter, even in the summer, you see a rainbow. Mevarech Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam Zocher HaBrit. Because if you remember the end of Perashat Noach, Hashem says that if the rainbow, like if I would like to punish the universe, but I made a promise, Berachot Perek Yud. זוכר הברית ונאמן בבריתו וקיים במאמרו. Occasionally you have it. Okay. Here's our topic. הרואה לבנה בחידושה. What does it mean? I'm walking on the street. Remember, the Molad happened to be last week, Thursday morning. There's no minyan. הרואה לבנה בחידושה אומר, מברך ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר במאמרו ברא שחקים ויאמר אלוקים יהי רקיע וברוח פיו כל צבעם are the galaxies, sun, the moon, חוק וזמן נתן להם שלא ישנו את תפקידם. They have a mission to serve at a certain time. ששים ושמחים לעשות רצון קונהם. So this is, you realize what we were saying in Bracha? The sun, the moon, and the galaxies are excited to fulfill the mission. The object. That's a Rambam. You know that the Rambam says in Sefer Mad'a, the sun and the moon, so to say, have knowledge. Yes, they have no choice because things are so clear. But the Rambam is clear. We said in Shabbat morning in Tefillah also, if you realize. Yeah? Forgot the language, but we said in Tefillah also. Anyway, פועלי אמת, פעולתם צדק, וללבנה אמר שתתחדש What does it mean שתתחדש? Which means there was a time that both of them were the same, right? Then it says the moon was diminished, שתתחדש, עטרת, תפארת, לעמוסי בטן, עמוסי בטן are we. This is a reminder to us, שהם עתידים להתחדש כמותה, which means the same way, right, that we see in the beginning of the month, the sun, the moon, right, is going up and up, exactly at the 15, it starts to go down, then he renews himself. We, עתידים להתחדש כמותה, ולפאר ליוצרם, אשר כל מלכותו, ועל כל מה שברא. Remember, our text is always different.
What's the difference between the sun and the moon in the Mitchadesh? The sun Mitchadesh every day. So maybe we should say bracha every morning for the sun to come out.
Good. So the difference is the sun is the same sun every day. Depends if you are east or west in the world, right?
Right.
But every day we see the sun in the same size. By the moon, it's not so. In the beginning,
because of the change in size.
This is exactly what it means.
Okay. The sun changes also, I think.
What?
The sun also changes, always not
Just
from
Only the location of the sun, but not the size of the sun.
The circumference changes also.
No, but not in the size of the sun.
So could we
There
say
are times
literally
of the
the
year that
moon
we're
stays the
closer
same
to the
size,
sun.
our view of the moon changes?
Obviously.
So the view is really what it is.
I read once a memoir. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's the same. I read once a memoir of a fellow that was in Siberia for 5 years. The interviewer says to him,
Did I see the sun over there?
no, what gave you say? He says, seeing the moon. He says, for me, remember, I was a religious guy, obviously. And seeing the moon going up and down, and I would never, ever feel like that. Wow. No, but you need something to hold on to. Yeah. He says, we march back. He says, freezing or whatever. Look now, the next bracha. וצריך לברך ברכה זו מעומד. שכל המברך על החודש בזמנו, if you say the bracha at the right time, כאילו הקביל פני השכינה. Now also, there isn't any bracha that is titled. Not only כאילו הקביל. כאילו הקביל, you have an appointment in the White House. Yes. Which means because it's the only time in the day that only time in a month that we lift our head to look on the creation of Hashem. If you look in the Rambam Be'emet, the Rambam says, how would you ever come to appreciate what God did? He says, lift your head from time to time. Lift your head from time to time and look at the preciseness. This is what he means. Ki'ilu ikbil pnei hashchina. So the moon to us is a symbol, yes, how God created all the galaxies, which, okay.
But we can't say bracha until we're actually getting benefit towards a certain size.
So let's see now. Let's see. אם לא בירך עליה בליל ראשון, אתה שומע סמי? רמב"ם אומר בפירוש, the first time you see it, we're going to see in the Shulchan Aruch, you are מקפיד very much to wait 7 days. Most אשכנזים are מקפיד 3 days. רמב"ם says בפירוש, look at the רמב"ם. אם לא בירך עליה בליל ראשון,
This month.
Rishon means the first.
No, the first
eligible time.
Yeah, we're not so
visible, of course.
Yeah.
וכללי מה תעשה? אם לא,
First time it's visible.
מברך עליה עד 16 חודש, you can say the ברכה until the second half of the month, עד שתתמלא פגימתה, when the moon is a full moon,
until it starts to diminish.
Okay, today we know, but
Scientifically we know
exactly.
However,
Now look now, the Shulchan Aruch, you have Mishnah Berurah in front of you.
Wednesday is going to be quiz, so for Ashkenazim, that's good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
For us, it's good.
No,
The sun is there.
They allow us to say it.
What?
They allow us to say
The sun
it.
is there. The moon is not
They
there.
allow us to say it.
Why don't we pray? Because
And we're going to see why. Because it's a good question. Please open Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim Tav Chafvav 426. we never get to this part. This is the end of Chelek Dalet. Chelek Dalet is it's 6. Oh, you have 6. Tav Chavav, yeah, we have it. It's almost all the way. But first, let's look at the halacha that we just saw. Look a second, Tav Chavav Seif Dalet. It's the end of the siman. This is, if you want to see the influence of, so to say, Kabbalah and Minhagim Sfaradim, here, this is it. Ein mevarchim alea ad sheyavru shiva yamim.
There you go.
Shiva yamim means from the time of the molad. Molad is the rebirth of the moon. Now, if someone tells you, I forgot when, but the molad was Thursday morning. If you ever listen to the molad? Oh, what's the halakim? Good. The astronomical hour, every hour has 1,080 people. 80. Yeah. Now,
Like
let's say that the molad was. Let's say that this morning the molad was, let's say, 6:20. So in 29 days, 12 hours, this is good. 793 out of 1,080. This is exactly what the next molad will be.
So that means the first
Bidiyuk. If you have a clear view, this is the rebirth of the. So let's say if I'm stuck, it can be for sure. It's considered cut, 29 days, 12 hours, tash tzab.
every hour is 101,000.
1,080. I'll show you the Rambam. I'll show you the Rambam in a second, Sammy. In a second, the Rambam will tell you. Why is this number? Who is a mathematician in this? 1,080 is a number, Sammy. It can be divided to almost every number that exists. To 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means you need exact. This is why they took it. In a minute, I'll show it to you in the Rambam. So now, look at the Mishnah Berurah. First, look at, I'm telling you.
No, 7 days. 7 days.
So the Ashkenazim,
The Hasidim do exactly like you. Hasidim do.
How do they
It's
get, where they
Kabbalah.
get, where's their source for the 3?
Where they get the 3?
Oh, no, the 3, a second. Look a second.
Where was
I mean,
it?
this week you could have said it already.
1,080 you cannot divide.
Yes.
Because
Correct. In a minute you'll see. Look a second, Yibael Agola.
1,080 you cannot divide by 7.
For what?
1,080 you divide by 7 you cannot.
No, it's not.
No.
You will see. I said 7. Again, look a second in Yibael Agola.
Yeah, what page?
No, this page. As a general rule, Jack, if you want to know where did the Shulchan Aruch take what it takes, so in 90 times, look here, it says Ba'er Agola, it says here, Ari Jik Flyer, Baal Sha'arei Ora B'Tshuva. This book is a Kabbalistic book. So the Bet Yosef in the tool brings in. So this is an example how the Kabbalah Mamash. Now look at Mishnah Berurah, please. Ad Shiv Katan Chaf, the bottom, 5th line.
Okay, so where are you holding now in the Orach Chaim? Which halacha?
Mishnah Berurah, Siman Tav Chavav.
Okay.
We read Seif Dalet. Now we're looking at Mishnah Berurah.
Okay.
Ad Sheyavru Shiva.
Oh yeah.
See, Verov Ha'acharonim Peligi. Here it is. Most of the great Acharonim, this is really Ashkenaz. If you look on the bottom, Bach, Magen Avraham, Taz, Pri Chadash, Shar Acharonim. Which means, and we can add the Rambam, Peligi al ze, uledidu, al kol panim la'achar 3 yamim, at least 3 days, me'et ha'molad. Now, why 3 days? Jack, here is the point. שלהנים כבר מאורה, יש לברך עליה. The light of the moon, Joseph, has to be a light on a clear night. See, remember, we live in communities that you have electricity everywhere.
Yeah.
In upstate New York, sometimes there are in places that it's
So dark.
pitch black.
Can't see in front of you.
And if you see, and if you see,
sometimes it's like that.
Right, and if you
Right,
see,
and no, there's no street lights.
When there's no
and if
street
you
lights,
see
sometimes
the
you can't
moon,
see
you
in front of
can
you.
clearly see it. No, but if the moon is
The
shining,
moon helps.
the moon helps a lot. So he says 3 days is the time that we can really benefit. Achen, look what he says. אם השלישי לחודש הוא באחד מימי השבוע, נכון להמתין
נכון.
עד מוצאי שבת הבא, למי הראשון, אוקיי? Anyway, so basically it goes like this. In the winter, as Sam said before, because it's cloudy so often, so by us we'll never ever, we'll try to do it as early as possible.
Not wait.
It's a bigger window.
Unless
Bigger window of opportunity.
unless they have a weather forecast and more or less it's clear, then wait till Motzei Shabbat. Why Motzei Shabbat?
But Ar Beracha is not for the seeing the moon, it's to appearing, for the moon to appear.
No, I
So
know,
we see
but the
behind-
bracha is considered bracha. Birkat mitzvah nehenim. It's like by Havdalah, right? By Havdalah, you have to see the fire, but you have to be near. It's exactly the same. So when you have it, in a minute you'll see what happens if the moon is covered with a light cloud. If it's light enough that you can see clearly the light coming through, then it's fine. If it's a darker moon, I mean, this is exactly what the guideline here is.
Sometimes you have to push the envelope if you know the next day is going to be
Okay,
cloudy.
so
it's sort of at the
yeah,
end of the day, you know,
Yes.
in the wintertime maybe.
Now look a second now. To Seif Aleph, Larry, Seif Aleph, Taf, Chaf Vav, Seif Aleph. So you see the first Seif Aleph is Haroeh Levana B'Chidusha. You realize it's interesting, Maran, right? If I would, but if I would have to write the Shulchan Aruch, I would write what we just read right here. Look what it says here. Haroeh Levana B'Chidusha Mevarech. Why don't you say wait 7 days? It's basically hinting to you, like the Rambam is saying, if you cannot wait this, that, whenever you see it, yes, you make the baracha. Look at Seif Bet.
Wait, before that, the Eish Shalavana Soracha, when is that? Is that the half hour after? When is the earliest you could say it?
So this is it. When you can see the sliver that
No, it's the earliest
No, but
time at night.
At night, I'm saying, in other words, after sunset, is that
in a
considered like
minute,
a half hour?
Okay, in a minute. Okay, so your question is really here.
I think somebody told me once 20 minutes. Or
In a minute. It says here that you have to wait till it's dark enough to see it. In a minute, I'll show
There
you.
are
In a
the
minute.
opinions on that also.
In a minute. So look now here. Here, Eli. ואין לקדש החודש, in סעיף א', תף חבב סעיף א' רמה. ואין לקדש החודש אלא בלילה. This is your question. See, Eli, you see it?
What's the difference?
שהלבנה זורחת.
Right.
So look at משנה ברורה, Eli. אלא בלילה, you see ב'.
Yeah.
והפוקי בין השמשות. בין השמשות ביעש is approximately 13.5 minutes after sunset. שעדיין להפוקי means you cannot do it. ועדיין הוא יום. ונהנים מאורה, דהיינו בעת שזריחתה ניכרת על גבי קרקע. If you look at the ground and you'll see the moon spotlight. It's exactly. אם נתכסה הלבנה באביב, if the moon is covered with clouds, אם האב, if the cloud, dark, is very thin, וקלוש, שנראית הלבנה ממנו, ונהנה, but you can see it, and you enjoy it, מברך. ואם הענן האב, if it's a thick cloud, you know מברך. Okay, then he's saying, what happened?
Not the cloud.
Sometimes the clouds are
not the moon.
No, he's saying, if the cloud
are
is
obscuring it.
right, it's
The
up
problem
to
is
you.
the clouds are moving sometimes. Like
Yeah.
Shot at them.
So the trick
What happened
is,
here?
wait till the cloud moves.
Yeah.
Start.
Oh, it
Is
started
that why it
good.
tells you not to look at the moon again? The books say in English, once you
Ah.
say this, you look, don't look again, because you don't want to see if it's
No,
cloudy.
this is again, no.
No,
The
it's
reason
not why?
is, it's a good question.
I thought that's why.
Wait. It's again a Kabbalistic
Oh.
wisdom. In a minute, it's very interesting if you ask me. Yeah. Very interesting.
Saying about the moon.
See, Okay, let's go to Ila's question. Go now to Mishnah Berurah, Seif Katan.
Rabbi, can I ask one question about we had a situation, and I remember Rabbi Joey Mansour told us. He said if the cloud was fluttering in and out over the Lebanon, he said let's go straight to the Beracha. Let's skip it. We go right because we're going to lose everything. It was one of those nights. Can you explain that to me?
Good question. So listen carefully. As you realize in the Rambam, in the Shulchan Aruch, the only Kiddush Levana is the bracha.
Everything else.
Everything that we do is because 300-400 years ago, the Chidah and other rabbis added. This is beautiful, but the main point is for instance, Friday night. Imagine
cold and you're
imagine
while you're outside.
Imagine Friday night.
You can say the Kata Levana.
Friday night, your wife or one of your kids did not hear you saying Bayechulu, but they heard you saying Agafen and the Bracha. Of course, now you say with the Kiddush, yes? The Shabbat morning, they didn't hear Mizmoret, they didn't hear anything. The only thing they heard is Baruch Atah Hashem, for Rabbi Agafen. You have to realize the Bracha is everything. The other, we have custom to say Hallelujah and etc., which is in a minute. So go now to Eli's question, go to Yud Gimel. Okay. Okay. So go to Seif. Tav. No, it's the same siman. Okay, but look, it's a very long Seif. Okay, so you know what? Let's read Seif Bet and skip the Rama. Okay. Let's read Seif Bet. אין מברכים על הירח אלא במוצאי שבת כשהוא מבוסם ובגדיו נעים. In honor of the bracha. Since saying the bracha is considered, we are together. I'm reading. You have it? אין מברכים על הירח אלא במוצאי שבת, because you are still dressed in the day Shabbat. Since the Birkat HaLevana counts as we are meeting the king, okay, it continues. ודווקא אם ליל מוצאי שבת הוא קודם י' בחודש. Only if מוצאי שבת is before the 10th, yes? אז ממתינים, this is what you said before, Sammy. אז ממתינים. אבל אם הוא אחר כך אין ממתינים עד מוצאי שבת, because you might have שני לילות או שלושה או ארבעה, you have cloudy nights. Remember, this is Rama lived in Poland. Poland is the United States. Can have in the Middle East, it's much easier to okay. What? In a minute, yeah. וכשמקדשים אותה, אין מקדשים הלבנה, okay, קודם תשעה באב, יום כיפור, we do it after. Skip, turn the page, Eli. Go now to the bold print. You see the bold print in the next page, by using page Reish Tet. Now he's telling us in practicality, Mel, you said all the Mizmorim, whatever. ותולה עיניו, look at the moon, ומיישר רגליו, stand straight, it's out of respect, ומברך מעומד, ואומר, 3 פעמים סימן טוב תהיה לכל ישראל, ברוך יוצרך. Remember, this is already added to the bracha. Look, Mishnah Berurah, Eli. Here's the question. Sam, what did your grandfather tell you? You look at the Levana, the entire bracha, or just in the beginning? What did he tell you? Remember? Beginning. You know what he says?
Yeah, we're not supposed to look at it much. Just glance and that's it. Why? Why not look at it?
Where did the book take it for? It's good once to look at the source. Look at the Mishnah Berurah.
Yeah, but I had the wrong reason.
Okay.
I thought the reason was that we're going to find out.
He said, if it's a cloudy night,
you don't want to look up and see that the moon's gone. Why are you saying the bracha?
Look a second.
That's what I thought.
Listen. כתב בשיעורי כנסת הגדולה, one of the great Sephardic poskim approximately 300 years ago. The mashma, if you really focus on the text of Shulchan Aruch, the ad gemar kol haseder toleh einav ba. Remember, this is written, I think, in Turkey 350 years ago. Maran sounds like, look on the moon, the entire beracha. He says, v'chen nahug alma. He says, this Sephardi Gaon wrote it, he said, this is our custom. Look further. אבל, תשמע, לא, אומר כי שולחן ערוך אומר, toleh enough.
But Rabbi, what would be the problem in staring at the moon the whole time? What would be the problem?
Bracha is I'm enjoying the moon, so the entire bracha.
So you're not gonna read it from the book. You're gonna say it by
Wait. Aval Shama Mishem Sefer Charadim. Charadim lived in Tzfat 450 years ago. שהחמיר בזה מאוד מלהסתכל בלבנה. This is a holistic reason. ולא התיר להסתכל בה אלא עד שיסיים הברכה. He says only until you complete the ברכה. והמגן אברהם בשם השאלה, going back another 50 years earlier, החמיר עוד יותר, שאפילו בשעת הברכה אין להסתכל בה, אלא רואה אותה פעם אחת, ואחר כך לא. This is when you took it.
ולא התיר להסתכל אלא בברכה. למה?
זה קבליסטיק ריזם, לא יודע, זה קבליסטיק ריזם. No, it's a definitely Kabbalistic reason. Then Shalah, which is Kabbalah before the Chal, you realize we're talking about 1400, yes? Echmir Mo'od. So this is Be'emet what Ashkenazim and Sfaradim do. You look at the beginning, you start the Beracha, then you focus on the Siddur, or you can...
But if it, why don't you, wait a minute, you over La Siyatan.
To be simple, it's such important, but don't get distracted.
No, but to have a machloket, should you wait till the entire Gadush Levana, the entire Beracha or the beginning?
Rabbi Prague, what about over La Siyatan? Why do you have to see it first?
Everyone agrees that in the beginning you have to see.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees. The question is, am I still looking on it till the end of Beracha? Am I looking on it till the end of Kiddush Levana? Or just in the beginning? This is the custom.
Why don't you make the bracha before you see it?
At this point, before it says here, it says now look at the moon. See the small section. Then it says you should not look. Before you start the bracha.
No.
Yeah, it is. But they give
read a second. Which psukim are there? Ki areh shamecha ma'aseh be'otecha. מה זה? So we look in the Rambam, and we never look there. Look at the Rambam Sefer Madai Elchot Yesodei Torah. We almost never look. We look for Perek and on, but let's look before.
That's not this one.
Going bowling or not going bowling? Yeah, the last one. She's the only one that got royalties. She got royalties because her agent stuck some words in the contract only.
Wow.
Joyce Randolph. Trixie passed away.
Oh.
She was 99 years old.
Open Perek Bet מיסודי התורה.
99 years old.
ספר מדע, יסודי התורה, פרק ב', פרק
It's
ב'.
only on for 1 year.
יסודי התורה,
39
פרק
episodes.
ב'. Go all the way to the beginning. ספר מדע, הלכות יסודי התורה, פרק ב'.
It's the first thing in
Look, listen to the Rambam. I mean, the beauty of reading it, the Rambam is talking about himself.
I think.
No one can.
See,
Today is the last day I can come in 5 minutes there. הקל הנכבד והנורא הזה,
I'm sorry, which seat is it?
פרק ב' סעיף א'.
Oh, okay.
Remember, if you look at the Shulchan Aruch, it says סימן זה וזה, סעיף זה, רמב"ם עושה הלכה זה.
Right.
פרק זה וזה, הלכה זה.
I gotta remember.
הקל הנכבד והנורא הזה, השם, מצווה לאוהבו וליראה אותו, שנאמר, ואהבת את השם אלוקיך, ונאמר, את השם אלוקיך תירא. אוקיי, איך הוא הדרך לאהבתו ויראתו? How can we, listen to רמב"ם, בשעה שהתבונן האדם במעשיו וברואיו הנפלאים הגדולים, if a man is looking at the preciseness, the greatness of the universe, ויראה מהם חוכמתו שאין לה ערך ולא קץ, which we call today nature, but מיד הוא אוהב, הוא משבח, הוא מפאר, הוא מתאבד אהבה גדולה לידי השם הגדול. If you are not under pressure, you are on vacation, and I'm sure that some of you, if you go to great places, if you go to a Canadian rock, first time you see them, you stand there, you cannot talk, you're overwhelmed.
So the Grand Canyon,
Grand Canyon is, I remember exactly the same. The first time you look at it,
Article Masecha, you know.
he says, כמו שאמר דוד, yes, שמעה נפשי לאלוקים לקלך, yes, Eli, listen carefully. וכשמחשב בדברים אלו עצמם, if you start to think on the preciseness and the greatness, מיד הוא נרתע לאחוריו, you feel like an inner, you know, shake out ויפחד, ויודע, אני realize שהוא בראייה קטנה שפלה, אפלה, עומדת בדעת קלה. Who are we, human beings, compared to the galaxies? כמו שאמר דוד אליי, כי יראה שמך, this is why you everything you should do. כי the Rambam quotes it, כי יראה שמך מעשה אצבעותיך, מה אנוש כי תזכרנו, which means when I'm looking at the greatness of the galaxy, of the universe, of the preciseness, my knowledge, who are we?
So
and
you're
the beauty,
expressing that.
and the beauty is, but we are the center of the universe. You realize it's not the big mountains in Colorado Rockies, it's not the Great Canyon, it's not the Canadian Rockies. It's really, you ever go to Canadian Rockies? You have to take your wife in the spring or summer. You can't go in the winter. So no, but this is what the Rambam is saying. This is so when I'm looking at. So let's say tonight is a clear night, okay? Now I'm looking up, not to say Birkat HaLevana. I'm looking at to fulfill what the Rambam is telling me to do.
To appreciate the.
This is a point.
Yeah,
This is a different type of a look.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally we never look up. We look up only Birkat HaLevana. If you want, to understand it, you have to look at Kaf HaChaim. When Shulchan Aruch, when those halachot are based on Kabbalah, he brings that more or less. So to show you how far it is, I have to run. Look a second back in Tav Chafam.
Well, on the other end of the spectrum, when you see all the chaos in the world, sometimes it's hard to, like our times.
Like, this is why you have to look up, get out of the world. The world is in a beautiful place. We human beings.
Yeah,
we
always say
we
the
destroy
man
it.
is destroying it. Yeah,
But it's a man.
that's true.
No, but this is if you go on vacation and place pure nature, no human being. Rabbi Tyler and myself used to go every midwinter vacation to upstate New York. The lake is frozen. All the trees are covered in snow.
Still, very still, right?
And you go outside in the morning.
Yeah, the birds, that's about it.
Everything is in peace.
But in total peace, every bird sings, you hear the bird. The lake was totally frozen, 18 inches of ice. And so once, two people in the middle of the day, in the middle of the lake, I walked on the lake, ice fishing.
Yeah.
They came from Pennsylvania. I told them you have to drive an hour and a half. He says, Rabbi, you know the fish that you catch in this winter fishing, you have to drill 18.
Yeah, to drill so hard.
Pick up fish. If you believe in something, you'll sit here, this is 20 degrees to catch fish. Look at the Mishnah Berurah.
Some golfers are like that.
Sammy, can a woman say Birkat HaLevana?
It's a time.
Oh, actually, I guess they could.
So you say the time, let's see. Listen. So David is right. Normally we say it's Birkat HaZman Gerama. Look at the Mishnah Berurah. Sif Katan Aleph. Go back to Sif Tav Chavav. Shari Tav Chavav Sif Aleph. Venashim Peturo De'av B'mitzvat Aseh Shazman Gerama. David said. Ve'af, now he talks to Ashkenazim. Listen good. ואף דכל מצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה נוהגות בנשים אשכנזים שמקיימות ומברכות מכל מקום מצווה זו אין צריכים לקיימה משום דהם גרמו פגם הלבנה. when Chava convinced Adam to eat from the Etz Hadat, somehow made a damage in the galaxy.
This is like the Havdalah.
It's exactly the same. But you hear this?
Yeah.
But listen to this, let's finish with this. This is Shulchan Mishnah Berurah. Can you come up with a logic why Kiddush Levana is not Zman Gerama? So תקשיב טוב. Zman Gerama means like this. I can take out shofar, now we blow. The Torah says, Aleph Tishrei. I can build a sukkah. If the mitzvah is to Mekadesh the moon, when the moon looks a certain size, it's not Zman Gerama. The moon is not available. Zman Gerama means
When you
says-
can do the
when you
mitzvah.
says Reb Shlomo Kruger, the Geolut, yes, Reb Shlomo Kruger says, Zman Gerama is, I can do it, the shofar, but the halacha says, no. Here,
You can't even.
the
do
moon
it.
is not there.
No,
This
but-
is
but
it's
if
not
the-
that this man, it's not
But
this
after the
man.
15th, I can't say, Rabbi.
This is the point, but because the moon is too big,
The moon
because
is
the
not
moon
ready.
is not there, the
Not that
shofar
she's
is not
not
there. הוא אומר למעשה, אתה שומע רב שלמה קלוגר, on the Geonim in Galicia, 200 years ago, he says it's not Zman Gerama. Okay, anyway, he says that the second reason is that Pagmua Lemana. So, okay, I have to leave. Yeah. Anyway, ladies are not saying it. Oh, David's question, if you're on the moon, the answer is definitely not. No, definitely not.
Eli.
Again,